Morning, guys, and welcome to week 7 of our 14-week program. It's actually just coincidentally 7 weeks until the Cheltenham's 10k and a half marathon on the 5th of September. So if you haven't got training yet properly, now really is the time, especially if you're pushing towards a first-time distance of 10k or half marathon. It really is time to take on the conditions and start building up your endurance for those events. It's hot, man. It's been really hot, especially over the weekend, and it doesn't look like it's about to ease up until at least Friday this week. So some of you may have already let your training slip, maybe missed a long run due to the conditions. I really encourage you not to do that, to make that run up. Maybe you have to go out earlier, maybe later. But there's a lot you can do to increase your comfortability exercising in the heat, and in the long run it's in your best interest to take on outdoor activity in the heat in a safe way. And when we're talking about safety, we're really just talking about hydration and maybe skincare, making sure you've got some sun cream on if you are in direct sunlight, but hydration's hugely important. In our details page, I do go into some details about the importance of hydration. I've just shot a video for the group and posted that in the group's feed. So if you haven't had a chance to watch that, make sure you do. But in short, you want to be drinking ideally around 4 litres of water a day. 1 litre before 9 a.m. and another litre when you're doing your exercise, so before and after doing your exercise. So that's only another 2 litres you've got to fit in during the day. And if you've got your 1 litre bottle of water in the fridge, keeping cool, ready to drink, it makes life a lot easier. It makes the water a lot easier to drink as well. So just jumping onto the details page, you can see here I have a bit of a plug for Cheltenham's 10k and a half marathon and the fact that there is only 7 weeks. You can see I've given some guidance on where you should be up to right now in terms of the distance that you're running with only 7 weeks left. So if you're running the 10k, then ideally up to 6 to 7k in training. If you're running the half marathon, and then you should really be up to around 14 kilometers non-stop by now. I think we do have some members who are doing 14k next weekend, their first 14k of the program. I think that's still going to be fine. The key thing is, especially for those running half marathon, you need to get your distances up to at least 18 kilometers 2 weeks out from that event. Okay, and with summer holidays and things coming up, I know this can be a challenge, but you really don't want to be arriving on that start line having done less than 18k in training, because it means that you're going to be there on the line really unsure about your ability to actually finish 21k of non-stop running. And no one wants to be anxious before a race. So we'll move on. Tonight we have our ankle stability workshop, or stable ankles workshop. We're not just going to deal with ankles here, we're going to deal with the hip and the knee, because they do play a role in stabilization when you are running on dodgy terrain, or even if you are mostly running concrete these days, or that there are lifted pavers, there are tree roots growing across your path, and we want to be running as tall and mostly looking at the horizon. We don't want to have to be looking where we're standing. I know we have to, but there's always a chance you're going to go over on your ankle, whether it be stepping on a curb wrong or hitting one of those roots or lifted pavers. We need our ankles and knees and hips to react quickly to that to prevent damage actually occurring at the ankle. So if you can make it along to the workshop, fantastic. You can see here's the link to book. Tomorrow, lunchtime, we're down at the race course for walkers and couch to 5k runners. So you can see that down here. In the evening, the walkers will be at the race course again. For a walk around the race course, we have. I'll just click on the 5k route here. We're heading down to Wyman's Brook. You can see we're looking at doing a walk which is around an hour and 10 minutes. And that's regardless of whether you're in the 5 kph group or faster or slower. So the routes are slightly different depending on which group you're in, but the aim is to do it in around an hour 10. The intervals we have tomorrow night down at Prestbury Park playing field for our non-stop runners. You're not going to be doing non-stop running. We just don't do that on a Tuesday. We'll be doing some reps of 200 meters fast, alternating with a 60-second slow jog, and we're doing between 10 and 12 reps of this. Okay, so I'll set some cones up at the park, but if you have got a watch that measures distance, then obviously you can use that instead. In terms of how many reps and what speed you've got, it's all in here. I have kept the speeds the same as last week, so it's very conservative given you're only doing a 200 meter runs instead of 400 meter runs. This is purely down to the heat. Okay, I know it's going to be hot tomorrow night. Last thing I want is people thinking, oh, it's only 200 meters. I can go off at 2 or 3 kilometers an hour faster than what I'd normally run on a Thursday night, in an even pace run, and just finding themselves really dying, in those later reps. So what I'd suggest is people start off by doing those 200s. If you're in the 7s, doing it somewhere between 8 and 8.5 kilometers per hour, and then as you get more and more confident about your ability to finish the set, that's when you start lifting the speed of those 200 meter reps. But 200 meters, it's going to be fun, right? It's a pretty short distance, so you can attack it a lot more than what we did last Tuesday. As I've said, Couch to 5K members, we have a group meeting at. Yeah, see, this isn't great. We have one group meeting at lunchtime at the race course, the other group meeting at Prestbury Park playing field in the evening. You guys know what you're doing there. Walkers all meeting at the racecourse car park, either lunchtime, 12 o'clock or 6:15 p.m. And you could do both if you're super keen. Thursday, we have the walkers meeting at the Royal Oak at lunchtime and in the evening. And if we bring up the routes we've got here, another pretty simple one heading, what is this? Is it going to be clockwise or anti-clockwise? I think we call that anti-clockwise, don't we? So yeah, nice and easy one. But again, the heat's going to make it tougher. So it'll be interesting to see how you go with that, guys. We had a pretty adventurous week last week, so I'm giving you some easy ones this week. And Couch 5K runners, again, lunchtime will be at the Royal Oak, or in the evening at Hewlett Arms. And your route, not regardless of where you're meeting, I need to get a route for those meeting at the Hewlett Arms, so that you're not having to run. It's not that far, right, from Harp Hill. Whoopsie, from Harp Hill, which is about there. That would be probably a little bit too much for a warm-up for a Couch to 5K group, so I might just get you another route to do. So I'll update the page with that. But our runners, we've got let's have a look. Pretty sure it's 40 minutes, 35 minutes. So a shorter one on Thursday. And it is actually a very similar route to last week. And the reason for this is that this is all new area for us. I just want those who attended on Thursday to be able to navigate the route much easier than we did last Thursday. There was a lot of checking phones and things while we were running last Thursday because it was a brand new route, and I was certainly one of those. Whereas this Thursday, because we'll have some people with experience with the routes, they will be able to navigate a lot faster, and there'll be a little less faffing around trying to figure out which direction we're supposed to go. Let's see what we've got next. Okay, back to our page. So here we are on to the weekend. Saturday, 24th, from the Angel at Burford. So this is a pub in Burford, and we have a couple of routes here. So a 9.6k route and a 13.7k route. So this is a big one. And if we have a quick look at this, you see we're meeting in the lovely little village here of Burford, and then heading, where are we going? North first, and let's just bring up our satellite map. So we can see that there's quite a bit of countryside walking. I think we are due for a bit more cloud by the weekend, so hopefully it won't be quite as exposed as what we are at the moment, but a lot less woodland than what they had on Saturday a couple of days ago. But yeah, it's just a nice big loop around, and then back to Burford, the shorter route. Still 9.6k, so a decent old walk. It's going to take a while, and you can see it's very similar, just not quite such a big walk. So plan is also to have a run from the same location, so if you're interested in that, make sure you let me know, and we'll get some groups together. Sunday we are meeting at the pump room as per usual. Walkers meeting at 9:30 to start their route. We have a 7k route and a 12k. So the 7k route, heading, which way are we going this time? Oops, I'm guessing it's going to be clockwise this time. Yeah, so clockwise around the racecourse out to Ellenborough Park, and then back up along New Barn Lane and back to the pump room. The longer one, oh, don't go too far away. Again, taking in Ellenborough Park, but really doing a loop around it. So coming all the way out to Swindon Park, playing fields there, back along the right-of-way up to the racecourse, along Southam Lane, down a lovely trail here, back into the racecourse and back to the pump rooms. So that is your routes for the walkers. We've got Couch 5k, us slightly slower groups meeting at 9:15 on Sunday at the pump rooms, and the 9kph faster meeting at 9 a.m. So those building towards their first ever 10k have got their first recent 10k have got an 8k run, 12k for those looking to PB their 10k, half marathon, PB build to half marathon 14k, and PB a half marathon 22k. So let's have a quick look at the build to 10k runners route. And similar to the walkers, we can see we're heading around the race course. This one's coming down Prestbury Road before cutting back up through the new estate here, and up to New Barn Lane, then back down to the pump room. So a nice little bit of a hill at the end there. And this is the 12k route. So this time taking in Wymansbrook, Swindon Park, up around the racecourse, Southam Lane, back down the trail, through the park, through the racecourse and back. Our 14k route is going to be very similar again, just adding on an extra couple of k. So you can see that the extra couple of k we're adding in is just heading away from the racecourse first, then coming up through. It's not actually through Wymansbrook. This is around, obviously, the Prince of Wales Stadium, then into Swindon Village, back over the top, back all the way back down to Wadden before heading back up to the pump room. So it's only a couple of k extra, but it looks a lot longer, doesn't it? The big one, the whopper, for those who are absolutely smashing their training at the moment, they want to be out for 22k, just so that they can start actually tapering down, and that, whether they get around the half marathon is never in doubt. It's all about how fast they can do it on the day. So let's have a little peek at this anyway. This piece of mastery, which doesn't have us running a full lap around Cheltenham like so many people will do. You see we have got a start heading out towards Prestbury first, and then we're going, there's a bit of trail. This is up around the Noverton, and then dropping into, I think that's Cheltenham Kings, back through town, out towards Swindon Village, then up around the race course. And that's the same sort of finish that they had for the other groups coming back in here. So a big one. Hope there's a few of you that are up to that standard in your training, and you've run 20k recently, so 22 will be well within your grasp. And the Couch 5k runners, let's just jump straight into the 7kph route. They're going to be very similar. You can see starting at the pump rooms here, heading north out to Swindon Lane and Wymansbrook here, back through Wyman's Brook, back to the stadium, along Albemarle Gate, and back to the pump rooms. Okay, so that is the week we have planned for everyone in the club, or anyone coming to trial out sessions with us. And by all means, if you are watching this and you like what you see, then do click the link. I think it's probably right at the bottom of this page, to set up a phone call with me so we can get you trialing some sessions and figure out whether you actually like to join the club going forward. But the most important thing is look after yourself in this heat. Okay, you should be hydrating now. It doesn't stop in the sort of weather. You are constantly, your body is constantly getting rid of water, and you need to constantly be bringing it on in order to stay hydrated and stay alive and awake and alert and productive in your working day or whatever you're doing. If your body cells have lots of water in them, everything works better. Okay, all the little systems that you have in your body for keeping you awake, for helping you process any disease that's managed to creep its way in, your body will be able to fight that much faster if you are well hydrated. It will be able to repair tissues that better if you did like a long run or walk on the weekend. A well hydrated body will repair things quicker. It'll just have you in a better mood and everything. So keep that water topped up, keep it cold, and enjoy. I look forward to seeing you at the next session, or teeing up a phone call with you to get you set up with your free trial. All right, enjoy. Bye-bye.